Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. John Krasinski, the film 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
That's right.
So, John, I find it fascinating that as little kids, we all kind of like pick up sticks and we want to be soldiers and how cool it is.
Yeah.
Although this wasn't real, this was probably as real as it potentially could get for an actor.
100%.
What difference did it give you mentality-wise and emotional-wise about who these men are?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked that. I come from a big military family. I'm proud to be from a military family. So I have aunts, uncles, cousins who have served and are currently serving. And I think even then I thought I understood what I was saying when I said I support the troops and I understand what they're going through. First of all, I don't think any of us can understand it until you've been through it. And certainly, like you said, this is totally pretend. But what it did for me was give a whole new emotional side to understanding what it really means to put your life on the line every single day, to sacrifice, to have that courage. Because to be honest, I don't know if I'm built to be that courageous. And so the coolest thing for me about this was to actually get to talk to the guys and not only talk about this event, but talk about all the events they went through when they were, active military to their contracting work. And the common theme is they put our country and us above themselves every single day in a very real way. Not in this way that they tattoo on their back or they give you a thumbs up. They legitimately put their money where their mouth is, and you are the first thing they're thinking of when they put their lives on the line. I don't know that anything gets more heroic than that.
But another thing too is the skill set that one needs to actually go through this job, and a lot of that is with the machinery, the armory.
Sure.
How comfortable were you with a gun? Is it something empowering when you start using a big gun like
that? I don't know if empowering was the word for me. I had fired guns before, but certainly, was definitely nervous around guns. And I think that there's this weird existential thing that happens where you realize what you have in your hand and what potentially could happen with the thing that you have in your hand, that you realize how important it is to understand it, So for me, one of the coolest things about going to training, and we did go to weapons training, we fired a variety of guns and learned how to handle all those different things. I think it wasn't empowering in this way of machismo, but it was empowering this way for your brain. You felt smarter that you were able to respect and understand these weapons. And that's the thing is these guys going in, like you said, not only are they very strong, but they're very agile, both physically and emotionally and the way they think. So to me, it was just trying to get into that mode of not thinking at all when you handle a gun. That's what your end goal is that it becomes a part of you, and that was really fun to try to achieve.
I thought, too, it was interesting watching this movie, knowing a little bit about you as a person, that while you were making this movie and going through this journey of this guy, there was a camaraderie, there was a relationship in the sense of you just had a child yourself.
That's right.
What would you do? How could you leave? How could you be responsible?
You are answering the questions for me. This is perfect. You should do all my interviews. No, the thing that I most connected to in the script was the role of Jack. And the reason why was because I had just had a daughter. And in the movie, he is the guy who's conflicted about whether or not he wants to leave because of his daughters and because of his family. And again, I think that, there's a scene in the movie where I'm on the roof talking about how is it that we're able to leave. And that was actually written because of a conversation I had with the real guy. And I said, when you got the call and you suited up to go help these people, what went through your mind about the family? And he said, nothing. I didn't think about them at all, which of course the first reaction is that's horrible. And what he means is he's so built to put his life on the line that that's his first instinct. And only when things died down and the adrenaline left did he realize the situation he had put himself in, and of course became very overcome with emotion because he was thinking about the potential negative outcome.
And I was overcome with a lot of emotion in this movie too, because it was like watching my body double. It was uncanny.
I get it.
How similar that
we are very similar. Yeah.
So just talk a little bit about what was it like watching your body go through that change to build yourself up for this?
It was pretty wild. I mean, I've tried to stay in shape in some way, shape, or form being an actor, but nothing like this. I mean, I thought I was just eating power bars and doing push-ups. And to get into the shape that this takes, it's a lot of work. But the other thing that I was really excited about, it's a lot of work, but you realize how much of your body and instincts kick in as you get further along in the process. Meaning, sure, it's really terrible for a couple weeks, but then all of a sudden you start to get into it and you realize that this is probably the way we were supposed to be, and it really helps. It really, that was very empowering. I felt very powerful, a different posture. I felt like a different person. I almost felt like I was innately more of a shy person, and it made me a lot more outgoing.
Well, I hope to get that outgoing in my life, John.
All right, great. Absolutely.
And this is Scott Orlin.
Thanks so much.